How to get photography clients fast. Getting a quick batch of clients in front of your camera might seem like an impossible task, but I'm going to tell you how to add an extra 10 clients to your calendar this month. And this isn't just some vague theory that I read about in some other book on photography. These are things that I actually do to add clients to my own calendar, generate extra revenue quickly, and you can do it too.
It's showtime.
Hello, I'm Mike Lloyd. I run a multi-six-figure boudoir studio in Silicon Valley, California, and I like making money. When I first got into marketing, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't understand ads, I didn't understand email, but even if I did mess around on those programs, it took me forever to book any clients. I didn't know what I was doing. Then when I learned the fundamentals of marketing, everything got easier. And when I say easier, it's because I still put in 12 years to learn how to do all of this stuff. A lot of money, a lot of time, trial and error, but I have a great system down, and I want to share one of those with you now. So there's a 4-step process to generating new clients quickly. First, who do you want to target? 2, making an irresistible offer. 3, putting your message in front of the right people. And 4, make it easy for them to book you. All right, so number 1, who do you want to target? You might think, I will target anyone who's willing to pay me for photography, but that's not how this works. I've used this metaphor a lot because it's true. It's like if you stand on a street corner and just shout at every single person that walks by, no one's going to pay attention to you because you're not speaking to anyone. However, if you target individual people, walk up to them specifically and engage them in conversation, you have a significantly higher chance of, communicating. Same thing in marketing. If you don't identify who you're speaking to, you can't possibly address your message to somebody who will want to hear it. So what does that mean for marketing? If I put an ad out there that says, hey, everybody who might want to take pictures ever, then no one's going to respond to that. But if I say, hey, hardworking nurses with kids at home, something like that, way more specific. Then I run ads to target people who work in the healthcare industry and have children. Now I know that everyone who sees that ad, or at least most of them, are going to work in healthcare, have children, and they're going to read that copy and think, oh, this is specifically for me because I am a hardworking nurse and I've got kids at home. They're going to keep reading. Now, that's a very specific example, but you can do this with literally everybody. Every time I change who I target, whether it's recent divorcees or somebody getting married, whether it's a maternity session or an empty nester, it could be anybody, but whoever you target, your language will speak to them in their words. So again, you have to know who you're targeting in order to know what to say to them. All right, step 2, coming up with an irresistible offer. Part of this is understanding what your audience actually responds to and what is important to them. If you just come out and say $99 flash sale, all session fees are on sale, you're probably gonna book some clients. That one usually works, but could be a lot more effective. Last year, I ran a campaign where I only charged $99 for a session fee, and I donated all of my session fees to a local nonprofit to support small businesses. We bought $10,000 in gift cards to give away to people to encourage them to go into stores and spend money. This was great for the community. Everyone loved getting on board and supporting the community. And I can't tell you how many clients I had reach out, say, I've always wanted to do a photo shoot, but it's never really seemed like the right time, but I love the idea of supporting the community. Now is my time. And I booked over 100 sessions from that one campaign. And with an average of just over $2,500, that brought in almost $275,000 for me last year from one campaign. So you better believe I'm doing it again this year. And this time I'm donating the session fees to a local animal shelter. And everyone is reaching out, being like, I've always wanted to do a shoot, but always been too shy, but I love supporting the animals, so I'm happy to book something now. And I'm booking clients between $40 and $50 a head right now, which is pretty darn good because I'm turning $45 into about $27.50 for every single client. That ain't a bad return right there. So knowing what motivates your audience. My clients are the type of people who are always giving. They're nurses, they are doctors, they're teachers, they're always caring for others. They're usually parents, and this is an opportunity for them to justify booking a session because they are giving to somebody else while they do something for themselves. It eases that transition. So you don't just have to offer a discount, it helps, but encouraging people to do something in a way that triggers an emotional response is coming up with that irresistible offer. Step 3, putting the message in front of the right people. Now that you know who you're speaking to, you gotta know where they are. If you're going after Gen Z, probably get on TikTok and Instagram. If you want to go after boomers and millennials, Facebook and Instagram are great for that. TikTok for the younger ones also. Maybe they're on YouTube. Maybe they shop in local boutiques. Maybe they listen to certain podcasts. Maybe they volunteer at community events, or they go to the same yoga studio. Wherever your target audience is, that's where you should be marketing. So since you've identified who that person is, or that type of person, this allows you to really dive into their lifestyle, figure out where they go, where they spend their money, what's important to them, and then go to those places. There's a corset shop in San Francisco, California called Dark Garden Unique Corsetry. They were one of the first companies that ever partnered with me when I started shooting boudoir. They gave me a ton of outfits to shoot with. We got published in magazines. It was a cool way to kickstart my boudoir experience. Just this morning, she shared one of my posts about the fundraiser I'm doing for the animal shelter, and 4 people have reached out about booking a shoot just since this morning. So vendor marketing, relationship marketing, all of these things will happen when you know where your target audience is, because her clients are my clients. She's a high-end boutique service. I am a high-end boutique service. That works out. Plus, she's in my prep guide, so I'll send my clients to her boutique to get clothes before they come in for their photo shoot. Everybody wins. But you can also do Facebook ads, Google AdWords, as long as people in your audience are on Facebook or Instagram, or they are searching for content. Identify those places. That's where you should be marketing. Lastly, make it really easy for people to book you. This might seem like a no-brainer. However, when you start getting leads rolling in from whatever campaign you're running, it needs to be seamless for you and for your clients, potential clients. Because if there's any complication, if it's difficult at all or confusing, if it's anything but really, really simple, you're gonna lose people. No matter how much they want it, if they're busy, maybe they have 5 seconds at a red light to message you and ask about a shoot. If it's not really easy to contact you or to pay the session fee and sign a contract, they're not gonna do it. So part of my process, especially with my messenger ads, that's my favorite way to book people. They click on a messenger ad, I ask a very simple question. Have you ever done a professional photo shoot before? And then I have saved answers. So whether they say yes or no, I can autofill my next answer. And I do this personally, but you can get a messenger bot to do it for you. I will reply, ask them what motivated them to reach out about doing a photo shoot. Then I can get them on the phone for a consultation. During the consult, I get them to basically sell themselves the shoot. But we also have to have the money chat, the scheduling chat. We cover all the details really easily while I get them psyched up about this experience. Then you can take the credit card over the phone, email them the contract, they can sign in 5 seconds, and you are booked. That is a super simple process. You're like, but that's a lot of steps. What if I'm not doing messenger ads? It doesn't matter. If you have a single sign-up page where somebody can go and choose the date of their shoot, pay the session fee, and maybe do a prepayment plan if you have it, whatever your system is, it needs to be quick, easy, and seamless. Because the more steps and the more complication you have, the more you're going to lose potential business. And again, when you get leads coming in, you're not going to be able to manage where everybody is in this process as easily. It might seem simple now when you have nobody calling or emailing you about shoots, but I'm getting, between 15 and 20 leads a day coming into my business. I don't want to keep track of where all those people are in my head. I have software to do it for me, but it's really easy in the software to just go through the checklist, find out where people are, copy paste the next messages to send them. Everything is seamless. So there you go. That's how to get 10 more people on your calendar this month. Identify who you want to market to. Then create an offer they can't refuse. Then put the message in front of them wherever it is they hang out and make it really easy for them to book you. If you are looking for a step-by-step guide on exactly what kind of campaigns, although I did discuss this in this video, you can head to boudoirguild.com and check out my marketing videos over there. I have a ton of other great videos here on the YouTube channel as well, specifically my favorite ways to get clients in 2022. I'm Mike Lloyd. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.